Hello again. This is my second time being guessing up and talking about or politics, I guess. This is also loosely related to the issues of capitalist interest, but it's not directly about said issues of capitalist interest. This one is more about the necessity of civil disobedience to create. First, I'm going to define civil disobedience is the act in which a citizen actively disobeys a law, like order from a government, in a non-violent way to, create change, which is why this is about the reason civil disobedience is required to create. Why is it required? Well, in a society that, like we live in, we do not directly vote on the laws. We vote on people to then vote on the law instead of our own interests. The people we elect, there is theoretically nothing stopping them from making a world where only they will benefit. People who have a lot of money and a capitalist is why people, like everyone who's probably listening, I really don't think any politician listen to some moron dress up as a character from a show that should have been like long since canceled and talk about things that they most likely already know. So I guess you could say people like you and me, we vastly outnumber said politicians. I should have made a disclaimer at the start. I probably will, but this video is not going. I don't want you to actively disobey laws. This video is not meant to make people disobey laws. It is supposed to be explaining the requirement of civil disobedience to create change. And in that same motive, I will tell you that in most society, in order for a politician to actually listen to people like you, we would have to up and be civilly. I'm not saying that it requires this instant for change right now. I'm saying if things were worse, there would be nothing stopping them unless we were to enact under civil. There's a quote that I really love where it states that sacrifice liberty, safety. People who sacrifice liberty, safety deserve their liberty. I feel like that goes true. If you are not willing to stand up against law or order you don't like, you will continue to be governed by it unless you actually do something about it. Why I feel like in times where there are laws or orders that we should stand against it. Civil disobedience has been used many different ways. On the Wikipedia page, it legitimately says on the side you can see someone making salt and in civil disobedience against the British salt law, which was put upon by the British Empire to help capitalist interests salt facilities to make it so that corporations salt can obtain more money. The other example I want to have of this is the recent oil thing. The current president of the United States has a big video. He allowed tax write-offs to oil companies, help them make more oil against the average American's interest. The average American doesn't want these oil companies to have such a reach on just the average person, but they do. Now, I'm not saying to break a law to get what we want. That's not what this video. I don't want to be held accountable for anyone breaking a law to stand a point against the current president. That's not what this video is for. The issue is that I feel like we should legally protest. Like, a boycotting is an amazing example. It's perfectly legal, and you cannot be punished or held accountable for just a mass amount of people not wanting to support a product or work chain. This technically would not be civil disobedience, but it is close enough that I would consider, mentioning it in a video like this, which is currently what I am doing. The issue with that is if I were to not put some disclaimers in, I could be held accountable for someone claiming that I wanted them to civilly disobey, and that I would be accountable. There's also another issue with our law as a whole, is that you could blame anyone or anything for something that you directly did. Like, someone could completely disregard what I said, then blame me for it after they had done it. There's couple other issues. The requirement of civil disobedience may not be fully, it might not be enacted in a short amount of time. What do I mean by a short amount of time? I mean like it could take years for us to enact even the smallest bit of change in a society as strongholded as the society we live in.